Hello everyone. This is a third part of tutorial dedicated to create an advanced animal system. And from the last part, I've just changed the way I'm dropping an items from inventory, so they dropped with a little bit impulse now. And what we're gonna do in this tutorial today. Now we can't feed a fox if we come in front, because as soon as a fox will see us, it will run away. But I don't want it to run away. I want it to be interrupted and run away with some conditions. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add the same logic as we've added for attack. I'm gonna add some conditions. So here we have an S attack condition structure that we've created earlier. And we have a value type enum that is not needed. We can just delete it. And we can delete an enum. What was this? That oh, here it is. Condition value type. Okay, it's printed that it's used somewhere, but I don't think so. Okay, we have an attack condition, but I think that it will be fine if it will be just condition. So let's rename it from attack condition to AI behavior condition. And what we have? We have an sattack behavior config. Now let's add, let's just duplicate it and make it, well, how does it look like? Also, we don't need, we can name it like as AI behavior config. As AI behavior config, because it can be used for both attacking and run away, for example. And let's call a variable that contains a list of vectors like instigators. Save it, close it. Now back to perception handler. Here we have uh, an attack config. Now let's add a new config and call it run away config. And it will be a type as AI behavior config. Let's move them to category configs. And here we have attack config and runaway config. So we will have some configuration for runaway, and then on interrupted or no, not on interrupted, on handle side perception, we're setting a behavior to interrupt it. So on set behavior to interrupt it, we are checking if current behavior is attack or interrupted. Then we're starting some timer called with interruption times that calls function on interrupted. And on this function, we're checking whether it should attack and changing behavior to attack. And if not, then we are running away. But we will add a condition. We will run away only if runaway conditions are passed. So let's change our functions. We have a health condition passed. We have a health condition passed, and now let's add an input here called condition. And it is going to be a type of uh, S attack condition, but not S attack condition, just S AI behavior condition, like this. And we will not need to get an attack config here, then break this structure. We will delete this and just plug this condition here. and it will be checked. We're gonna do the same for distance condition. Also plug it here and call it condition. We now have only two conditions, so let's correct these functions for attacking. So for attacking, we have a function should attack, and what we're doing here, where we're calling this, here we're calling health condition passed, and here we're gonna get attack config, split it, and connect health condition. And the same for distance condition. That's all. That's all the fix for attacking. Now let's create a function and call it should run away. Or even not like this. Let's create a function and call it config conditions passed. And we're gonna set the config here, move it here, delete from here, and we're gonna pass a config into this function. So let's go on to should attack function and just copy everything from here like this. Here it is. Also, we should have some local variables. Let's add them. Uh, First is gonna be set condition passed of Boolean type. Second is gonna be health condition passed. And the last one is distance condition passed. Compile, save, okay, and plug, replug everything here. Also, we should plug them here like this. Now what we're gonna do, we're not gonna make this function work for only attack config. We're gonna use these configs that we've provided. So plug config instead of attack config here. Um, Also get config, plugging it here. And here we're gonna get config, split it, plug health condition here and distance condition here. And now we can delete function called should attack. And let's go back on interrupted function. And here we've called should attack. Now we're gonna call config condition passed. And we will define that we're checking an attack config. Well, we have some compile error on attack loop. We also checking if config condition passed, and config is gonna be attack config. Okay, now everything compiles. Next, what we're gonna do is gonna open uninterrupted, and here let's move everything a little bit to the right. On runaway, we're gonna duplicate config condition passed and check if conditions passed. But now we are checking if runaway conditions passed. So we're getting runaway config, plugging it here. And if all conditions passed, then we're running away. In other case, we are starting this timer for uninterrupted again. So let's see how it works. It's an interruption timer with interruption time like this. Let's get our interruption timer here. Maybe we can reset, start, play. I don't remember if we can just play it from the start. Pose is valid. Mm, looks like not. So what we're doing, we're clearing this timer and running this timer again. Set like this. So now we have a condition for runaway, but these two conditions are not enough. But now let's add them. So bpfox, let's open our bpfox. Oh no, even let. Okay, I've crashed. So let's continue. I've been telling that these two conditions that we have now is not enough, but now let's add a behavior. Let's add a default runaway condition for every animal. So let's open animal parent, select perception handler. Here we have uh, runway actors, behavior config, interruption. Oh, here are our configs, attack config and runaway config. Attack config is an empty config, and let's remove every. We don't need a health condition and distance condition by default. So as soon as our animal was interrupted, then it should run away by default. And for Fox, I'm gonna select this component and runaway config. I'm gonna add an instigator. It's gonna be BP main character. And the same I'm gonna do for my DAO and stack. Let's add an instigator BP main char main character here. Compile, save, and stack. Open blueprint. Main character. Now let's check if everything works. Oh, every condition is disabled, so only instigators will be checked. So I'm gonna start and see if Fox will run away from me. Okay, it runs away from me. That's great. Now, when I want Fox to run away, for example, to not run away, I don't want it run away if I'm coming in front sphere, but with a small speed. Like I'm not running, I'm walking, and also if I'm not having an weapon maybe, but I'm not sure about weapon. I don't have weapons in game yet. So I think that distance will be enough for this. No, we need speed we need to add one more config here. So let's open components and AI behavior config. And we have health condition, distance condition, and let's add speed condition. And it's gonna be as AI behavior condition. And close it. Now let's open perception handler and add functionality to it. So we have get health, get distance, and we're gonna have function get velocity or get speed as you wish. So what's gonna do get velocity is gonna do the same as everything else. I will just copy it from another function. We don't need an animal. We need an instigator and get can we get and get a velocity and return node. Okay, and we need speed, so it's gonna be float. Um, we need a vector length on x and y and plug it in return node and call it velocity. That's it. And now let's add new function like health condition passed, distance condition passed. I'm gonna just duplicate one of them and call it um, velocity. No, yes, velocity condition passed. So here I'm gonna change get distance to get velocity. Also, let's make a get velocity function pure function like this, and oops, and connect it everywhere. And now on function, where is it? Config conditions passed, we're gonna add one more condition. We're gonna call this velocity condition passed here. Just duplicate it here, connect config speed condition. And if it is passed, we're gonna promote it to local variable and call it velocity condition passed. And here we're gonna add one more pin and add velocity condition passed. Now let's open a Fox perception handler and runaway condition. We're gonna add some distance condition. So, and speed condition is okay. Speed condition is enabled, and we gonna run away if speed is greater than, for example, 300. Compile, save, start project. And now, oh, I just accidentally ran away. So now I'm just walking, and it's not running. But I want it to run if a distance is, and now for example I would be able to drop it, but I want to run a fox if I'm too close to it. So for example, okay, I accidentally run tapped shift button. So I want to describe you a problem. Now these conditions are checked if speed condition is passed and distance is passed and health is passed. But what if I want it to happen if only one of condition is passed? For example, if speed condition is not passed, then I should run away. Or I mean, if for example, if I'm going slow but distance condition is passed but speed condition is not, then our fox should run away. So let's open our AI behavior config and not an AI behavior config. We're gonna go to AI behavior condition. It's not the best solution, I think, but let's add a new variable and let's call it required condition. Mm, oh no, let's add just variable called Boolean operator, and it's gonna be, I don't know, better to create an enumeration and call it Boolean operator. And that two enumeration, one is gonna be or, and second one is gonna be and. Save it. And the type of Boolean operator is gonna be Boolean operator. Well, let's close it and open our animal parent. And on perception handler for every config, let's, okay, why don't we see it in condition? Didn't I add it? AI behavior condition, boolean operator, and by default it will be end. Save everything, and in SA behavior config, we should also select end everywhere because it's gonna be a default. Close it. Save everything. Now let's go back to BP perception handler, and here on our function config condition passed, here we are checking everything with an end. And what we're gonna do, we have to how will we check it? Mhm. Okay, let's add a route node here, move it here just for now. And let's get our config. So mm, let's add a variable called final result of type boolean, and it's gonna be true by default. And let's call set. Here let's break every condition. Let's break this one, and we need everything except boolean operator, and duplicate it for every config we have, like this. And add end node here. So set condition is gonna be final. It always gonna be with end. So the last end, let's remove these pins, is gonna be if set condition passed and final result is also true, like this. Now, also we should remove one pin from here. We should select by every for every condition which value we're gonna put into end. This one goes here, and this one goes here, and plug them into our end. Now, if it was OR, we always passing true, so that it will be ignored. And for AND, we're passing for health condition passed, for distance condition passed, and for speed condition, velocity condition passed, like this. After that, we're gonna add OR and add it and make it like this. Also, what we should do, we should duplicate it all. By the way, we should duplicate it all, add one more pin, and it goes here, it goes here, it goes here. And now health condition passed goes to OR, distance goes to OR, and velocity goes to OR. And on end we're having false, so that it will be ignored for OR. And I think that it should work theoretically, but I'm not sure. Let's check it. So let's open Fox and we have a speed condition. When it is greater than 300, then we are running away. Or if a distance is less than, for example, 200. And let's enable it. Now let's check it out. Now, oh, I accidentally holded my shift button. So now it doesn't run away, but it sees me. Now let's move closer. Yes, and when we moved closer, it decided to run away. So, but I think that we should just increase this distance because 200 is too small. Let's make it 600. Now, what we're gonna do now, we we are able to, for example, feed. We can go on such distance and drop a tomato into our fox, but it will not eat it because it is in an interrupted state. So let's open our behavior tree. It can eat a tomato only if it is in an idle state, but maybe it should be able if it is in an interrupted state too. I don't know. Let me think a little bit. I think it should, by the way. So we need to have the same. We need to have the same logic also working for our interruption state. So let's edit. Let's edit. Let's increase it a little bit and disconnect everything here. Here we also gonna first thing we need to run our service to find the tame. Copy it and paste it here every 1.5 seconds. Then I'm gonna just copy copy and these three objects should be on a left sequence. Let's call it um, aggression, and second one should do exactly the same as it does here. I think theoretically it should. Well, let's try it. So let's start. I'm gonna add a tomato into my inventory. Fox is already in an aggressive state. Oh, I came too close to it. Let's repeat. It's gonna be some type of a challenge for a player. Okay, like this, like this. Okay, let me drop. Okay, drop a tomato and move away from a fox. Okay, I just started to run away from a fox because it started to come closer to me. So that's my problem. But we've seen. So I've dropped a tomato and it decided to come and eat it. But as soon as I started to behave more aggressively, like I started to run or come closer to it, it just ran away from us. Also, why didn't it attack us? I don't know. Maybe it should attack us, but it decided to run away. I don't know, but it should. Let's check it. It should attack. Okay, running away. Well, looks like our attack logic has broken. So behavior of runaway is working, but of attacking is not. Let's check a config first. So runaway config works fine, attack config. We have one instigator, main character. We have one condition enabled. Only if a distance is less than 700. Oh, by default we have speed condition enabled. And let's open our animal parent and disable our speed condition by default. It should not be enabled. Save, compile. Well, now it ran away because I disabled it for runaway config. Also, it should be disabled by default, but let's disable it in and for attack config. Now let's open Fox back again and enable our speed condition. And it was if speed is greater than 300. No, it's an attack config. Oh, attack config is fine. Let's close it. Runaway config. Speed condition should be enabled. Distance condition should be enabled. Correct. Now let's move to a Fox. Okay, I came too close and it started to attack me. But now let's run away a little bit far from it and maybe let's wait for a new Fox. Also, you should be able to play with some parameters for your wish. So that's a final part of this video. So for that, let me show what we've reached. We can now go closer to our Fox, and it started to attack me. Oh, it started to attack me because I came too close to it. Maybe I should decrease an attack distance. So it's not a final part, as you see. Let me change distance condition for a Fox from 700 to 400, for example, and play again. Not running. Not running, and here we're stopping. And let's drop a tomato. Now it goes. Where did it go? Why did it? Oh, I understood. That's a problem with my tomato, I think. When I'm dropping a tomato, where is it? I don't know why did it go to an incorrect tomato. Well, maybe that's because my tomato has rotated a little bit and we should, for an interruption state, if it found a tame, we should do it in a more frequent way, like 0.5 maybe, and move to frame. Should we, if move gone will be changed, the move will be redirected to a new location. Okay. We should observe blackboard value, so I think that it should help us. Now let's try it again. That's not a problem with the Fox. That's a problem with my drag and drop system, I think. Okay, move closely and drop the tomato to our Fox. Why does it moving here? And why doesn't it eating our tomato. So looks like we have some issue. And the actor is not destroyed. And looks like our our animal didn't reach a destination. Let me think a little bit. Okay, I finally fixed an issue, and it was an issue with my character, or not a character, I mean with my tomato actor. So now, as you can see, I can drop a tomato to a fox. It comes and it eats it like this. Nothing changes, by the way, but we can feed it. That's a good progress, I think. So, thanks for watching. Hope this video will help someone.